Welcome back to our live coverage of the British Touring Car Championship from Brands Hatch. It's bright, it hasn't rained for about 10 minutes, but the track is still very wet and very tricky. Over to Ben Edwards and Tim Harvey.
Well, we're all set for this second race of the day at Brands Hatch. Conditions have certainly changed a bit. The track has been drying up. The question, Tim Harvey, is what tyres should you be on? I think there's a bit of a different decision-making going on down there.
Well, we think that all the front runners are bound to Onslow Cole there on the third row are on slicks all round. Onslow Cole, I believe, has gone for a different option. Maybe it's something, but maybe slicks. But I think that there's some car, he's on slicks, but I think there are a couple of cars that have got slicks on the front and wets on the rear, which will help them in the early laps.
Now that's something a front-wheel drive car can do, but it's not something a BMW can do, is it?
No, the BMWs have to go with one tyre front and rear, but I think they've both gone for slicks actually. So I think the front four cars all on slicks.
Right, well let's see how they will be starting this second race of the day here at Brands Hatch. It's Fabrizio Giovanardi on pole position with Jason Plato, his big championship rival, alongside. Then it's Darren Turner and Colin Turkington on the second row, Tom Onslow Cole and Tom Chilton on the third row of the grid, Turkington there, and then behind them we've got Adam Jones and Gavin Smith, Matt Allison and Erkut up there in 10th place. Then it's Chris Stockton and Richard Marsh in the Alfa Romeo. And then as we go further back down the order, Mike Jordan and Gordon Shedden, Martin Bell, Matt Jackson, who's got that car repaired despite the incident earlier, Tom Ferrier and Jason Hughes down there too. Owen Murray and John George, looks as though he's got his car repaired. Fiona Leggett and Rick Kerry were still missing some cars, obviously, from earlier, who were involved in that big accident in race number 1. Let's just remind you what happened in the first race of the day here at Brands Hatch. It was pretty wet. We were on board with Darren Turner, and Matt Jackson was going alongside him into Paddock Hill Bend. As they went into the corner, Matt Jackson got onto the painted section on the outside. Watch, the white BMW suddenly spins right in front of everybody trying to avoid it, but it's just impossible, and the net result was a lot of very damaged cars, Tim.
It was a huge accident, one of the biggest I've ever seen. It was Matt Jackson spinning across, a lot of cars unsighted. Matt Neal hits him there, but then Pinckney slams into the back of Matt Neal, and both of them actually have ended up in hospital for precautionary checks. Poor Matt Jackson, not a lot he can do once he's in the middle of the track. He hits the barrier on the left, then gets collected by Tom Ferrier. Ferrier definitely out of the meeting, Matt Neal definitely out of the meeting, Pinckney definitely out of the meeting, and all in all some 11 cars in that accident.
Well, that was a nasty situation, and it looks as though Fiona Leggett actually hasn't made it back out for this race. That's a shame. Her car obviously was involved in that incident as well, so she's not going to be driving in this second race of the day, which is a big disappointment. Mike Jordan has been into the pit and he's changed to slicks all round, so obviously whatever he'd chosen on the grid, he's decided that it wasn't the right choice. He's going to go back out, and remember, it's a very close battle between Jordan and Matt Jackson for the independence points. There's nothing much to choose between them, and therefore Jordan's going for every tactical advantage.
Yeah, that's a good call by Mike Jordan. That's going to be much better over the race distance, but Darren Turner actually has got wets on the rear, so he may be quick in the first couple of laps, but there's no way he's going to last the race distance competitively.
No, he needs a rain shower right now, but actually looking at the sky, although it's pretty grey, it's been overcast all day, I don't see it raining over the next 20 minutes or so, which is the crucial moment. It's Fabrizio Giovanardi then, who's up into pole position, and he's going to try and take a second victory for Vauxhall here today, but Jason Plato, now only 10 points ahead of him, will do his utmost to prevent that from the outside of the front row. Darren Turner up there for Seat as well. Fabrizio Giovanardi's teammate Tom Chilton is a little further back. He's on the outside of row number 3. Watch out for Jordan, who's going to be starting there from the pit lane. He'll start once they've all gone past the pit lane exit, and we're all set to go racing. Here we go again. Let's hope they can keep it clean this time on the first lap of the race, and Giovanardi's watching those lights, and as they go out, away we go. Drop the clutch, revs rising, and it's a good start from Plato, but not quite enough. Look at behind, the BMWs hit each other. Oh, they tangle with Darren Turner. They're still hard at it. Finally they get going, and Darren Turner's car is in big trouble.
Well, Darren Turner, wets on the rear or not, is taking no further part in this race. That was a case of the BMWs getting fast starts and then bunching together with poor old Darren Turner. And, well, we'll see if any of them can continue.
Both BMWs going very slowly at the back of the field. Giovinazzi leads the race. Jason Plato is second. Tom Chilton's come up to third. And Chris Stockton in the Lexus is in fourth place. I'm afraid Martin Bell got caught up in all that as well for the second time today. He's been messed up.
Oh, there's Plato!
And Chilton off. Chilton hits the barrier. And it's, as you say, Jason Plato he tangled with the championship leader. Where is he? There he is. To the left of the picture is Jason Plato, desperately trying to get back on again. And he does rejoin. There's Jordan slithering past on his slick tyres. Amazingly, Chilton's got going despite hitting the tyres, and Plato's going again.
Well, we've got a safety car, so they will be able to rejoin at the back. Turkington, who was involved in that accident right at the beginning, has limped round with a puncture and will rejoin at the back. I don't see Chilton taking too much part, but Turner obviously out from the beginning.
And Chris Stockton just come over the line in second place. That black car there is Chris Stockton in the Lexus. That is amazing. And also Gavin Smith in third place, who's back in touring cars for the first time this weekend in nearly a year. Matt Jackson's got his door open. What's that all about? And there's the damage on Chilton. Now the BMWs, of course, they had that tangle.
Turkington with that puncture on the rear. They should be able to change this. If he can get out of the pit lane before they come round, he won't get lapped. But that's Onslow Cole out.
Yeah, he obviously won't be able to get back to the pits. So is Turkington going to be able to rejoin? Let's take another look. Now look at those two BMWs.
Yeah, it's Onslow Cole on the inside, gets a good start, goes between his teammate and Turner, turns his teammate Turkington into the front of Turner, and they're locked together and can't get apart. Onslow Cole's steering's broken, Turner's steering's broken, and Turkington at front has a puncture.
Well, let's see what it was like from on board Tom Onslow Cole. He made a good start, tries to go through the middle, and they just ate the space. I mean, look at that V formation in front of him.
Yeah, and he was slowing down, changing down the gears. You could hear it, but his steering's broken.
Real snowplow effect that was, wasn't it? Trying to get through. Poor old Martin Bell, I don't quite know what happened to him. He ended up on the left-hand side there. And there is his car now being towed away, and there getting back out is Turkington, and he comes out right with Plato there. So I think he'll still be on the will he still be on the lead lap, Turkington? No, he's gone the lap down, I think.
Yeah, he didn't get out because, of course, those cars, they've got 5 wheel nuts. They can't change them as quickly as on a BTCC car.
No, that's very true. It takes a bit of... This is what happened to Plato and Chilton. Plato on the inside. Chilton tried to stay with him round the outside, and contact was made. How do you call that one, Tim?
Well, you know, it was a case of 2 into 1 won't go. It was round that corner. Generally, you can't get 2 cars because the inside car's always going to slide out a little bit. So probably a bit too ambitious by Chilton.
Chilton's car, there it is in the pits. Plato is still going and is still on the lead lap in 12th. Plato can still come back from this, but it's still a huge story because Giovinazzi leads the race. Plato's big championship rival, teammate to this man, Tom Chilton, obviously isn't going to be coming back out, I don't think, in this one. It is Giovinazzi who leads, and he could actually take the lead of the championship in this race if Plato doesn't make much progress. On the other hand, Plato should make quite good progress once they are released from the safety car, because you've got people like Chris Stockton up there in second, which is phenomenal. He had an amazing opening lap there, Chris Stockton. Well, they battled so hard this year with this car, and at last something to reward them.
Well, he started 11th, and I mean, it must have been an incredible first lap. Obviously, he's got rear-wheel drive. But let's go on board with Turner. This is from the back. Onslow Cole gets the jump on it, goes between him, but bang, 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 all that damage, all that money. And then another little whack into the barrier as well.
As you say, it's the fast-starting BMWs that I'm surprised we haven't seen this more often, because they are so quick off the line with their rear-wheel drive. There's the spin between Chilton and Plato. Look at them, off together, and then Chilton hit the barrier pretty hard, but Plato just spun into the tarmac there and actually didn't do any damage to his car. So he should still be in pretty good shape here.
Yeah, he is still on the lead lap, and he's still in 12th place. So because there's so few runners left, he's going to gain some places fairly quickly. But Turkington behind him is a lap down.
Oh, disappointment for Darren Turner, though. It's all gone to pieces for him. He never has any luck here at Brands, does Turner. He's yet to score a podium finish at this track. Had engine problems last year, and then earlier this year had a couple of incidents, contact as well with Turkington, which got him excluded from the third race of the day. Meanwhile, our leaders are heading down the hill and back up again. Out of paddock into Druids, it's Giovinazzi from Stockton. They're all behind the safety car, remember, at the moment. Smith, that's Gavin Smith in third place. The green car there, Irishman, the Dubliner, Gavin Smith. Good to see him back in the series. This is a Seat Leon that's been racing in the World Touring Cars, and the GR Asia team been looking after it. There's a rather grim-faced Tom Chilton. He's not too happy at all, is he? A great shame to lose him from the race so early. And obviously it's not going to help Vauxhall score points in the tight confrontation between Seat and Vauxhall. Well, they've both lost one each, I suppose, from this race, so it's a fair between them. It's just, so
they'll get that car repaired for the third race, and you know, that any car that can be running for that third race is going to probably get points. But
the rate it's going now,
both the Vauxhall team and the Northern South Seat team have got some work to do.
Still behind safety car at the moment, so no overtaking allowed. Everybody has to slot into position behind the safety car. Martin Bell's car still up on the outside of paddock, although I think they're going to be starting next time around. So you'll see the lights go out, yes, on the safety car. Flashing lights on the top of the roof are off, and that means we'll go racing once they come around past the start line again. It's Giovanardi, the Italian, who leads, with Stockton in second. Let's get down to the pits and hear what Darren Turner makes of that start.
Just a quick word with Darren. Where do you place the blame for that?
Well, I don't know exactly what happened behind me. I just got back to the pits and the engineer sort of roughly told me that the two RAC cars got together, and I was sort of on the wrong side of the track and got sort of harpooned off into the barrier because of their coming together. So yeah, I don't really know. I watched the video a bit later, but very unfortunate. We were in a good position, had a bit of a different strategy from other guys out there, and it could have worked really well, but never know now.
Okay, they're ready for the restart. Thanks.
Well, we are, yes, all set for that restart, so let's just see what happens. Giovanardi is the one leading them around onto the start-finish straight. Here we go. Giovanardi from Chris Stockton and Gavin Smith, with Adam Jones well up as well. Erkut Kazilimat, the Turkish driver, and look at this, a change for second, but it's before the line, Tim.
Yeah, you mustn't pass before you cross the line, and that will definitely result in a stop-go or drive-through penalty for Gavin Smith.
Yeah, the green car. Oh no, we've got Allison off! Oh, I don't believe it. The poor Motorbase Performance team, they've lost one car today. They lifted their base just down the road here at Rooster, but it's just going from bad to worse for them. Allison out. We should probably see the safety car again. Giovanardi still leading. Gavin Smith in second, but not for much longer. A safety car is on circuit. I can see it from our vantage point. They'll race to the line though, remember, so you may still get a change of position before they get to the finish line.
Well, it just continues to go, doesn't it, from bad to worse in these tricky conditions. He's going in the pit lane to serve his drive-through straight away. The others are racing the line. Adam Jones trying to get past Chris Stockton there on the way to the line. He's going to do it. That Lexus really struggling for top-end speed, isn't it, down the straight?
Yeah.
So we now have Giovanardi, Adam Jones, and then Chris Stockton. But we didn't see what put poor Matt Allison off. He's had a season of woe. That team have had a season of woe with mechanical carnage. He had a problem yesterday and crashed on Paddock Hill Bend with John George. His teammate Ferrier has been put out of the race in that first lap accident, and now he's had a shunt as well, and I don't think that car will be repaired. Well, that's smart thinking by the GR Asia team to take that drive through there, because obviously he gets out now behind the back of the queue anyway, and loses the minimum amount of time.
Absolutely, yeah, very sensible bit of strategy from them. Now, let's take a look. Yeah, just see here, he definitely was ahead before he got to the line. You've got to wait. You can accelerate, but you've got to wait to pass until you get to that second line, and he was obviously ahead before he got to that stage. Let's take a look here. We're trying to look at what happened to Allison. Oh, he made his own mistake. Yeah, he ran onto the curb, lost it, bang! That was the result. Thankfully didn't get hit by anybody, unlike that earlier one.
Gavin Smith,
the green car. Oh no, we've got Allison off! Oh, I don't believe. So that was how it happened, and well, how did you see it, Tim?
Well, don't forget these cars have started on slick tyres on the rear of the car. On the front wheel drive cars, they don't work the tyre very hard, and you need to build temperature in the rears very carefully. Matt got himself wide off the racing line a little bit, got onto the damp part of the track on slicks, and they were cold, and round the car went.
Oh, that is such a shame for the team, for Matt Allison. What a tough weekend they're all having. Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. So Adam Jones is now up into second place. He's in another of the Seats, teammate to Gavin Smith, who just served that drive-through penalty. And Adam, of course, been doing a bit more racing. The lights are off on the safety car, so we're about to go race. Giovanardi must be loving this, because the guys behind him, none of them are fancied front runners. And Erkut, the Turkish driver, is in 4th place. He got his first ever British Touring Car point earlier on today when he finished in 10th place. He's on full wet tyres, which is probably why he's going so well. I would imagine Stockton's probably on full wet, so that's probably why he had such a good opening lap. And now we'll see what happens as the race gets underway once again. Safety car into the pits. Giovinardi floors the throttle on the Vauxhall Vectra, and away we go. And he's going to try and take the lead, keep the lead into Paddock Hill Bend. Jones is second. Erkut's going to try and take third from Stockton as they head into Paddock Hill Bend. Richard Marsh up there next in 5th place. This is a real turnaround. Oh, Stockton goes wide, comes back on again, just about saves it. And now Erkut is going to try and nip past. Meanwhile, here comes Gordon Shedden, Matt Jackson, these two potential front runners. They want to try and get past some of these guys that had such a good opening lap. Mike Jordan also trying to get past the BMW in there of Turkington, which is actually a lap down.
Yeah, but Adam Jones is not letting Giovinardi get away with this. He's keeping him very, very honest in these opening laps. And don't forget, they're still trying to get these tyres up to temperature.
Yeah, and you wonder which tyres Jones is on. He may well have gone for the combination of tyres, slicks on the front and wets on the back perhaps, to give him lots of traction. He's certainly staying with the race leader extremely well, is Adam Jones in the Team Aircool car. Stockton still in 3rd. Erkut now under pressure from Richard Marsh. Then you've got Gordon Shedden and Matt Jackson. Jackson in the repaired BMW that was involved in the accident earlier on today, and those two guys, I would expect to see them close up on the next group fairly soon. And then it's Plato. Now Plato in 8th place has already picked off a few places here. Plato on the attack. And remember, Jackson and Plato had a bit of a coming together last time out at Snetterton. This time Jackson doesn't try and fight his place, and Plato now moves up into 7th.
Yeah, Matt Jackson's team struggling to get that car fixed. It wasn't the actual panel damage in the first race that caused them problem. They hadn't got a centre exhaust section, but they've had to beat it out and weld it up and to get him out in this race.
Plato needs to be careful. He's got a real chance of actually finishing 2nd in this race as Jason Plato, despite that drama early on. As long as he doesn't get hit by one of these cars that's not so used to running up front. Here he comes alongside Erkut now behind him. It's still a battle going on between Matt Jackson and Richard Marsh, and Plato's gained that one more place. He's already moving up the order. He's 5th already. Look at that, Jackson down the inside of Erkut as well. So Jackson gains 1 position, and Plato now should take 4th fairly quickly, I would think. Shen has moved up to 3rd place, has got past Stockton. I don't think it's going to take Jason Plato long to get past that black Lexus, which slides a bit on the exit of Druids.
No, I think Stockton's on wets, and it's definitely slicks that you need to be on now. You can see Stockton's car sliding around as the tyres overheat. Plato's up the inside. This is a tricky one. He's got the line. Stockton gives him room, unlike Chilton earlier on, but Plato goes through.
So Plato regaining off ground, and it looks like Jackson's going to go also past that black Lexus, gets through on the inside. He's being followed by Colin Turkington, but Turkington a lap down on the cars he's racing with. So although Jackson's in 7th place, Turkington's in 12th place. Because of being a lap down. Jordan now coming down the inside. He was the one that started from the pit lane, and he's managed to get himself into 7th place now. Oh, Stockton again, a bit sideways.
Well, that was Matt Jackson, wasn't it, over there? That's where he had his first lap accident, but it certainly hasn't put him off, and he's obviously decided it's a little bit drier there than it was in the first race.
Yeah, that's right. You think he'd be a bit more wary now, wouldn't you, after what happened in race number 1? But Jason Plato pleased to be up into 4th place already in this race. Giovinardi, his big championship rival, still leads the race, but not getting away from Adam Jones. And Adam Jones once again showing extremely good ability and great talent in a touring car. First season in a competitive car. Richard Marsh trying to get back at Jordan there. Marsh, I should think, is on wets. We know that Jordan's on slicks, and it's a bit slippery still turning into clearways, so Marsh had a bit of a better turn in there to clearways. Let's just see what's going on in the background. Yet Jordan stayed ahead of Marsh in the red Alpha. Stockton behind him, and also coming up now the order is Jason Hughes in the MG, just tucked in there with the green stripe on the windscreen, and I think Hughes might be able to get past Stockton fairly soon here. So that car's going well, and Stockton's tyres are definitely struggling.
Yeah, we only got 1 Cartworld MG out, the team working very hard trying to repair both cars, and well, Stockton's a bit of a sitting duck. I think that, yeah, look at the superior grip on the slicks that Jason's got there.
Yeah, I'll see if he can make it, can finish it off though into, no, he still can't quite do it. Stockton is able to turn into 30s just ahead of him. So it's Marsh getting very sideways up at clearways as well. They're all slithering around. If they're on the wet tyres, those wets are overheating, and that's what makes the car slide even more. Here comes Jason Hughes. He does take the place. That moves him up into 8th.
Yeah, that's one place where you can really use the extra grip on the exit of clearways, where the wet tyre cars just can't turn and accelerate, and you can turn inside them and put the power down.
So our race leader, Fabrizio Giovanardi, with a 1.6 second advantage over Adam Jones. It's a good opportunity, this, for Giovanardi to close the gap in the points to Jason Plato, but Plato is already up to 4th, despite having spun to the back of the field with Tom Chilton, and Plato's got every chance of gaining another place or two before the end of the race. On ball with Adam Jones and the Solihull racer with Team Aircool, who hasn't contested every single event this year because the team is busy also running cars in World Touring cars, and that takes priority when there's a clash on a weekend. But Adam back in the car this weekend, and every time we've seen him in this Seat Toledo, he has been impressive. If he can hold on for a 2nd place, then that really would be something for them to write home about. He's had a couple of good results. Change of position, well no, actually that's just Turkington unlapping himself there. Turkington has got past Plato, but he's still a lap down, so it doesn't actually change his position, but it shows you the BMW is going quite well now.
Yeah, the BMW needs to get heat in his tyres to work well, but Plato's team would have told him not to fight or defend from Turkington as he is a lap down.
So, yeah, Turkington needs to get past the race leader and then hope for a safety car. That's his only chance of really getting back onto the lead lap, but that would be a bit of a tall order.
Yeah, perhaps if we were racing in America with a 50-lap race and full course yellows, he'll have a chance, but in this 27-lap race now, I don't think he will.
No, it's unlikely. Looking back from Gordon Shedden, he's in 3rd place. Team Halford's having a tough weekend so far. They've lost Matt Neal's car for the rest of the day, but he's going to have to hope that he can get this podium finish. That would certainly be something for him. Meanwhile, behind him is Turkington, then Plato, and then Jackson. As the race leaders already heading down through Graham Hill Bend, we're looking back at Turkington's car from Gordon Shedden. Plato, I think, will just settle in position there at the moment. He doesn't want to take too many risks. Behind them, by the way, Jackson's still running 5th. Jordan is in 6th place. Hughes in 7th. Stockton was 8th as they came past us last time. Aircook was still 9th. And then Gavin Smith was in 10th place. Turkington might go through here. I think he might, yeah, obviously they're not going to battle with him because he's not in their race for position. So Shedden may not be too worried about letting the BMW through, but what he won't want to do is leave a big gap for Jason Plato to come past as well. And Turkington gets through on the inside, and no problems. Now Shedden's got to defend, and Plato's had a good run through paddock. Might have a little look up to Druid, but I think the Scott's going to cover that one.
Yeah, now this group I think is going to catch in the next 9 laps. I think they're going to catch Adam Jones, because I've been watching Adam Jones and his car's sliding around more and more at the rear because he's got those wet tyres on and they're overheating. His lap times have dropped off, and these guys are running a fair bit quicker, up to 3/4 of a second. But the fastest man of the group is actually Matt Jackson in the white BMW just behind, who set the fastest lap of the race on the last lap.
Impressive effort from Jackson, having a look up the inside. Plato trying to get past Shedden. Plato's trying to take 3rd place and minimise the points disadvantage by Giovanardi winning. This is a good drive from Plato again, trying to keep his head, but Shedden's going to go side by side with him into Paddock Hill Bend. Shedden won't want to give up on it. There's a light touch, but they get away with it, and Plato takes 3rd place.
Yeah, good drive by Plato, just using the car's advantage to get up the inside on the exit of clearways. That car really does have good traction. It puts its power down really well coming off the corner, and that means the car's always going forwards instead of sideways, and you can see it very clearly there.
As you say, Jackson closing up on the pair of them in the white BMW just behind. He's running in 5th place. Mike Jordan in 6th place. There's a bit of a gap back to him, and then another gap back to Jason Hughes. It's Fabrizio Giovanardi that still leads. He'll be coming around this time to complete his 19th lap and go on to lap 20 out of 27. Fastest lap that time for Colin Turkington, a 51.415, although Giovanardi's just gone quicker than that. So Giovanardi a quick lap, and now Turkington goes quicker again. So that's outdated already. They're all going quicker now.
Well, as the track gets drier, every lap will get quicker. The slippery bits are still up at Druids and Clearways, but the rest of the track are almost a dry line, but they're expecting lap times to get quicker all the time.
So still Giovanardi with the control in this race, but as you mentioned earlier, I think that 2nd place of Adam Jones could come under threat in the remaining races here, because Turkington but then Plato are beginning to close up. Turkington, of course, a lap down, so he's in 11th place, but nonetheless on the road he is beginning to close up to Adam Jones. Gordon Shedden still running here in 4th place, with Matt Jackson right behind him now. So he's going to be a bit wary of the BMW. Got good pace coming onto the Brabham straight here, and Jackson definitely a little closer, not quite close enough to attack the Team Halfords Honda, but lap by lap he's closing that gap up, and the fastest car on track at the moment is still the other BMW, that of Colin Turkington. Here comes Jackson then, having a little look. Shedden covers the inside, Jackson tries the wider line into Druids, not really any chance to go there. And watch for the fact that when you go to overtake, you're going to have to move off the dry line.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. That coming out of Clearways is the best place. It's strange to see the Team Halfords Honda struggling. They've struggled for pace all weekend. Too much understeer in the car. They can't seem to dial it out, but they're really trying hard. And so far, it looks as though Shedden's car, the change they've made for this race, haven't quite worked.
John George has just come out of the pits. He's probably making sure the car is okay. They didn't get it ready for this second race, but he's probably giving it a run to make sure it's okay for race 3. But look how close this is. Great view from the back of Shedden's car. Again, Shedden has to protect his position into Paddock Hill Bend. Jackson might be able to cut back, but not really. He goes out wide.
Yeah, in front of these two, Turkington has actually caught and passed Adam Jones. But in actual fact, of course, that isn't for position, because Turkington is still a lap down and is 11th place. But Plato is catching very quickly.
That's right, so Adam Jones' second place is coming under threat. He did finish second earlier this year. That was at Donington Park in the wet. Here comes Jackson again. They're both closing on Richard Marsh. Marsh does a good job of getting out of the way there as they stream through Surtees, just inches separating these two cars, lifting the wheel into the right-hander at Clearways. And Jackson now looking for the good drive off the corner. Can he gain momentum? Not sure. Shedden looked pretty fast out of there.
Well, that BMW is very quick, actually, and he did carry a lot of momentum, but can he get down the inside? He's not looking at the moment. He's looking to make Shedden defend. Cut to the inside. Here he comes. He's very close. Can't quite do it.
Oh, it's good racing between two quick guys in this year's championship. Gordon Shedden and Matt Jackson still separated by just a few inches. Jason Plato, meanwhile, has caught right up to the back of second place man Adam Jones, and Plato could well emerge second in this race and really limit the damage of Giovanardi being in front. Giovanardi won't like it much, but for Plato it's a great chance. Plato up the inside and Jones taking the wide line anyway. It's an easy second place now for Jason Plato. He's just got to complete the remaining 4 laps.
Yeah, back from the back to the front in this depleted grid. Plato's driven well. That was made easy for him by Adam Jones's rear tyres deteriorating. Still on wet tyres on the back, remember, but we're back to the same situation again. Giovanardi first, Plato second, same as the first race.
Still Shedden and Jackson side by side, heading up the hill to Druids, getting past John George, who, as I mentioned, started from pit lane. Jackson this time being a bit more aggressive, trying to run alongside a bit longer into the corner, but again runs out of space, can't quite do it, and still hasn't found a way through. He wants to do this as quickly as possible. He could still get third place here from Adam Jones, but he really needs to get past Shedden and then go flying off down the road and close that gap up to Adam Jones. Jones' third place still under threat from these two, and that's something to watch in the remaining laps. 24 laps have just been completed. We're on to lap 25 now out of 27, and it looks like a double victory for Fabrizio Giovanardi and for Vauxhall here, if he stays where he is. Here comes Jackson again, still in this race for 4th position, still no chance of getting past the bright orange car of Gordon Shedden, and over that curve again at the bottom of the hill at Paddock Bend.
Yeah, Shedden's just covering enough of the inside there as they come up the hill, knowing that even closer to the inside the road is wet and there's not really much chance for Jackson to get through.
So down the hill through Graham Hill Bend they come. Mike Jordan is a little way behind these guys in 6th place. Then it's Gavin Smith in 7th, Jason Hughes in 8th. Colin Turkington, despite being a lap down, has got himself into 9th. So his hard charging has been useful despite being that lap down. And in 10th place, the final point at the moment is heading the way of that man, Chris Stockton, getting out of the way here. That would be quite something if he could just get a point out of this race after running as high as 2nd. But I wonder if he's going to be able to hold on there. Jackson still can't find a way, and George is off. John George has gone off.
Yeah, he's only testing.
Yeah,
He's not
know what's
racing.
happened there.
Oh, good run from Matt Jackson, but he looks up the inside. They're both on the wet. Will Shedden run wide? No, he gets the car stopped.
Quality racing this from these two guys, and Jackson's trying everything he can, but he's keeping him very, very clean. But they have closed up on Adam Jones. Look ahead, that next car is Adam Jones. That's the man in third place. We could see a real change around in the remaining laps here, because we'll be going on to the final lap next time around, and Adam Jones, who has driven brilliantly, had the right setup in the early part of the race, but now he's struggling, and Shedden surely is going to be able to find a way past Jones pretty quickly here. Out of the corner, there's not much to choose between them, but Jones is going to have to go mega defensive as they run up towards Paddock Hill Bend.
Yeah, and he's going to struggle through Paddock because it's a fast corner and he's got the wrong tyres on the rear. Look how much he has to slow down.
He's off, he's off. He's into the gravel. He was actually tapped there as he tried to turn in by Gordon Shedden, and it sent him into the gravel.
Well, he had to brake early because the car just can't carry enough speed through the corner, and maybe that's what caught out Shedden, because he was expecting to go through the corner quicker, but with the rear wet tyres there's no way he could.
Last lap and the last corner for Fabrizio Giovanardi, and it's turning into a good day for the Giovanardi family, because he's coming through to take his second win of the day, but his big rival Plato will finish in second. So it's a bittersweet victory for Giovanardi, a great win for him, but despite that, Plato has still finished in second. He would have closed the gap up a bit more in the championship, but it's a wonderful battle. And third place, is it going to go to Shedden? Yes, it is, despite Jackson attacking all race long. Shedden takes third, Jackson fourth, Jordan finishes in fifth place, and I think Adam Jones, I don't know where Adam Jones is going to finish after that moment at Paddock Hill Bend. We're still waiting for a car to come across the line in sixth place. I'm wondering who it's going to be. It is Jones. So he managed to get out of the gravel and recover to finish in sixth place. Giovanardi had the most untroubled race of everybody, despite Adam Jones pushing him quite hard in the first lap or two. But another accomplished performance by the master of touring cars, so many times a touring car champion. But can he still take the British title? Well, he's closed up another 4 points, I reckon.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's down to 6 points now, and it really couldn't be any closer. Well, a straightforward almost win for Giovanardi. He has no idea of the action that was going on behind him.
No, little does he know. But he will be told, of course, that Plato finished in second. Let's just see what exactly happened in terms of result there. Giovanardi the winner from Plato and Shedden. Jackson then in fourth, with Mike Jordan fifth. Adam Jones missed out in sixth, then Smith, Hughes, Turkington and Erkut took a point again.
Well, what a great result for Fabrizio Giovanardi, back-to-back victories. But what about Jason Plato? That incident right at the beginning of the race put him to the back of the field, but he fought his way back through to finish in second place. We're going to be having a chat with Jason Plato right after this break.
Welcome back to Brands Hatch, where Fabrizio Giovanardi in the Vauxhall Vectra has taken another big step towards overhauling Jason Plato's championship lead after winning race 2 of the day from the lights to the checkered flag. And that means that Plato's lead in the championship is down to just 6 points. Wow, look at that. But a big save for Jason Plato, managing to finish second in that race. And Louise is with Plato in the pits right now.
Yeah, I'm with Jason Plato, the comeback king, I think we're going to be calling you. That was some save, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, if I'm honest, I think that was 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I mean, Tom got a good run down the back straight, and I got up on the curb and had a bit of a moment, and we touched, but you know, we both went sailing off, and I thought, oh no, that's it. But you know, you can never give up in this game, and you know, anything can happen.
Did it go through your mind that was it? That was you out of the race, or?
Well, yeah, I thought so, because the engine stalled. I think when our wheels touched, it just stalled my engine, so I had to restart. And these cars sometimes don't like restarting when they're hot. But you know, you can never give up in this game. And hey, it's a close old championship now, isn't it? But
just tell us about your fight back through the field. How difficult was it to get past people?
Well, fortunately, I say fortunately, you know, we didn't have a full grid, and had we done that, it would have been much harder to get through. But it was just a case of being careful, not taking any risk, because you know, I knew the cars that were ahead, we had a bit more pace than them, and it was kind of just managing the race so we can get to the end and get into second. So. Oh dear, it's a stressy old game, isn't it?
I mean, what a turnaround. I mean, you had 2 victories here when we were here at the first race this season. Obviously, It's Fabrizio who's had the 2 victories this time round. And that's done wonders for his championship hopes as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, and it was my mistake on the first race. I got a great start on the first start and then made a mistake on the restart. Otherwise, I think perhaps we could have won that, and then we would have been on pole. Who knows? But the nice thing is, it's me and him who are trading places at the front, and I need to get ahead of the pizza maker, as we call him in our team.
Well, let's see where the pizza maker, and indeed you are going to be for the next race, because you get the privilege of spinning my wheel of fortune. Not too hard. We'll be heading off down the pit lane. Gentle spin, please.
Gentle spin.
Gentle spin. That's Jensen's side. Okay, there we are. Number 6. That is Adam Jones, who is going to be on pole position. Jason, good luck with the next race.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Okay, thanks you very much, Louise. So Adam Jones is on pole for race 3 of the day, and you can see that race live on ITV1. Our extensive coverage continues on ITV1, and that starts in a little over half an hour's time.